There's no one that plays the guitar better than me. There's no one that plays the guitar better than me. Because when I play the guitar and you're watching the concert, nothing's better when it's free. That's why no one plays the guitar better than me. Welcome to Mr. Tackpans. It is my 5 minutes of your time. I am going to occupy the space in your mind. I was sent, I was set, and I was a saint. The words I chose are because of the numeric value told me to say everything else that I said in those words. What I want to do right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 99. And we're going to see mathematically how many numbers there actually are. Although you may add up each number as an individual number, numbers are a building. We build with numbers. And let me take you on the way. For goodness and in health. Forgiveness and in health. Now we're going to go over the basic ABCs. Thank God, Jack in a box. Jack equals to number 25. So let's go over it the simple way. I don't feel I have the camera close enough. Okay, let's start it out over here. When we add the 3 and we multiply the 3 in star system math, we have to go over here. Multiplication cuts in between 4 lines to get that plus. Or another way for doing multiplication is by creating an X in 2 squares and finding the center of the 2 squares. But we're going to do it the simple way that a child can easily do and can be taught. So we go ahead and we have one single square. But this square is a diamond square because in order to put the lines through, we're always reaching for the greatest corners or the greatest distance. That's something I was taught. I'll explain it another time. We have this one. We also have the single square. In the single square, I only can create a multiplication. If I put 4 squares together, I can now get the division. But the only way from one square to get the division is by creating the diamond shape. In creating the diamond shape and extending the X on the inside and extending it 1 square on the outside, this is the crown that ends up with the balance of what's not used in that part square, creating the first block. Is this one the 5 value? Or is this one the 9 value? The way to get it is in 9. 1 corner, 1 corner, 1 corner, 1 corner. Let's not count the center. Because if we did count the center of all 9 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we would get 4 centers. 9 and 4 is 13. So it's telling us an equation. Here I draw a line on the outside of the box. If I draw the line on the outside of the box, I will get 12. 12 around 4. 4 and 4, are we talking 4 and 4 because of the halfway space here? The only way to create the halfway space is to create an X in each one of these areas. Therefore, we can find the center. And if we find the center in each 4, we now get 4 and 4 and 4, 4 and all 4. And that is your phi. In 9, I get 16. PH and I creates that symbolized there. So now 1 times 2 and plus 2, because of the star system math, will create 3 and 2. 3 times 2, 3 plus 2 will create 6 and 5 will create 3 and 2 again, or 30 for the 4 months of 30 days of creation, or 1/3 of the 90 days of a pig's pregnancy before the 3 weeks, the 3 months, and the 3 days. We won't talk about that right now. We come together creating 30. All zeros equal to a number. I like to say they're equal to 6 or 8. 8 in the church, 6 in man, 7. 360 of 380. Remember the moons, but we won't go there. What did I do with all these 2 4s and 5s? 3 and 2 is 5. The equations on top of each other. 5, 2, 2, 5, 5, 4. Inside the sun of the communication of the cat brings on our liberty to life and death. In the earth's heart, in creation, in the bee house world. 3 and 2. That's my first equation. I didn't do 1 and 1 because probably the first equation of 1 and 1 equals to 2. 1 times 1 equals to 1, and boom. So if I had a first equation of 11, I will have to have this equation as next. So should I call this A, or should I call this equation ABC as its creation? Now we're going to go to right over here. 1 plus 3, 1 times 3. I get 3 and 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Now we have our famous number 37 coming together. Number 37 coming together. 3 times 7, 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will recreate the first equation. And this one over here. And the bottom one gives me 10. 7 plus 3, 10 equals to 1. All zeros equal to, I like to put it there as 6. We end up with 37 again, and the equation continues as the equation begins, because it's 1. The 1 card, the 1 dice is inside the 3 cube, is inside the 5 cube. The 1 die, the ace is inside the 3 card, the 5 card, and the whole 5 card is inside the 9 card. To continue on with this equation, I went 4 by 3 is 12. 3 plus 4 equals to 7. The total is 19, and that is your spirit in the cube of creation. AM, I am. 1, 3, missing is 2, and 2 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 2 will bring us to 89, but we're not there yet. This is the spirit. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will bring us over here. Now D4, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is 4 and 5, 20, or 2 and 9. 29th day happens every few years, every 4th year. 4 and 5 is the sun. 1 plus 4 is 5. This equation is wrong. Obviously, the answer is right. This doesn't really matter. Let's just actually it does, but it doesn't at this point. Ay, ay, ay. So in this equation, what we're going to do now, right? Remember this, all zeros equal 6. So we now have, add 6, we now have 89. Add 6, we had 37. We're not going to do that. We're going to go 2 times 9 is 18. So we went from 29 to 18. Resident spirit, birth inside the B house. 2 plus 9, 11 equals to 9 and 2 again. But we have to decipher 1 and 8. 1 and 8 will now create 8 and 9. 3 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 3. Back to alpha beta creation. In the last equation, we're going to go 1 times 5. 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5. Boom, already created through A. Now we're going to go to the next one, F. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6. 1 plus 6, 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, 42 and 13. The minus of this is 29. The addition of this is 55. We want to go 55. Are we talking about this equation here? If you multiply that, you end up on Earth. But I don't want to go there because it's got to be discussed. I got to look through the numbers. 4 and 2 is 6. 1 and 3 is 4. You see 1 and 3, we already got it over here. 1 and 3, so that equation, that is, those numbers are counted for. 4 times 2, 4 plus 2, 8 and 6. 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 2. 3 and 4 DC come together to create that. But regardless, 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. Made a mistake, hold on. I am going to correct this. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 is also an equivalent, but on the other side of the gateway of 6 when you're talking about the cube. Because if you have 6 and you have 2, you have 8, but the opposite of 2 is 5. The opposite of 6 is 1. So you have 5 and 1, and that would be your 6 and 8, reverse of each other. So over here, 4 by 8 is 32. You already have it up there. 4 and 8 is 12. You got them both over here, so that 48 will return over here. 3 and 5 electric company. 14, we already have 14 over here. That's inside the sun, so we now connect D into A when we get to F. E goes into A immediately, 1 and 2. E. D is connected to F. And inside of D of 8 and 9, 3 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 3, which is all created through A. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I will be coming back with number 37. I want to thank you for watching this video. Be well, be swell, and we all live in hell. Thank you for watching this beautiful life. And this beautiful life is what we're living, because we're not just living this life, we are vibrating with the aether. And when we learn to When we learn to, anyways, no psychology lessons. Who am I to say what we need to do? But when you get into that right motion, that right vibration, when you have the proper freedom of the mind, when the mind is free, when I can't even explain it because I'm not in that realm right now. I don't feel free. I feel enclosed right now just for a moment because I feel there's not enough of us open up where the freedom is there, and oh, they need help and let me help them, and I have enough time to give. For the time that I save, I don't use it all for me, but I use it for the, so we should have helplessness in us to help others, but at the same time everybody has to know to do for themselves, and what you would do unto yourselves, do not unto others what you would not do to yourself. Anyways, I think I said too much.